Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for Jeremy Grunin. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, streaming live at WOBMAM.com, 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial, and live on the Radio Pup app, 1160 News Talk Radio. Annemarie Schreiber graduated from the University of Delaware in 1985 and Widener University School of Law in 1991. She is the senior elder law attorney at Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle, and Sachs, the Law Center of Ocean County. She's a former associate at Gilmore and Monahan, and is a member of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, an active member of Toms River Kiwanis and the Brick Chamber of Commerce. I am very pleased that this and more brings Annemarie to our show today. Good morning, Annemarie.
Good morning, Ken. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, waking up, though I understand you get up early pretty regularly. Is that correct?
Yes, I get up early every morning.
Oh, wonderful. So I'm glad we're not imposing on your lifestyle there. We've got so many things to discuss. Of course, National Healthcare Decision Day is coming up. Please tell our listeners what that is and how it might impact them.
National Healthcare Decision Day is April 16th. It is that day every single year. This year it falls on a Saturday, but it is a day in which it's the hope that the attention is drawn to the need and the importance of having a health care directive. A health care directive is a document that you name an individual to act as your agent in the event you couldn't tell doctors what you want, what your wishes are. It's a very important document, and it also guides people to what, at the end of life, what you may or may not want for treatment.
Wonderful. And what are you or the firm specifically doing to facilitate this day more locally? Because this is obviously a national day, hence the title. So what are you and the folks at CLDDS doing to bring it down to a more local level?
What we're doing is on Friday, April 15th, we're going to be having what we're calling a Free Living Will Day. And that will allow people to give a call, make an appointment with us. Just let us know that you want to have a free living will done.
Awesome.
And, come in and you can call our office at 732-797-1600 to make an appointment anytime on April 15th, and we'll get you set up for a free living will.
So folks can give that number a call, 732-797-1600, and they will be able to schedule their appointment in advance, of course, of April 15th, and someone will sit down and go over what they might need, and that's a complimentary service on that day.
Yes.
That is awesome. That is awesome. How important, Annemarie, is an advanced medical directive, and who should have one?
First of all, everyone should have one.
Right.
It's very important. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old. It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old. The importance of having this document, in the event that you can't speak to your doctor, something happens to you, you're incapacitated in some way, shape, or form, it can be a car accident. If you cannot express your wishes to the doctor, someone needs to step in and be able to tell the doctors what procedures, what treatments you do or do not want.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so important. People don't realize how that could happen at obviously, unfortunately, any day, any time. And it's just something that should be in place, like you said, whether you're 20 years old or 80 years old or 100 years old, something that even if you presently have all of your faculties and are able to communicate today, it doesn't mean that you will be able to communicate your wishes tomorrow.
Exactly. In fact, it's interesting that the theme for National Healthcare Decision Day this year is it always seems too early until it's too late.
Right.
Which is very telling.
And do you do, Annemarie, do you do wills as well, traditional wills in addition to the medical directives?
Yes. As a certified elder law attorney, I help the elderly, the disabled, families of the elderly and disabled in numerous different avenues and venues, and including wills, trusts, estates, planning, powers of attorney, advanced medical directives, such as like the free living will day that we're doing.
Right. And how important, I mean, obviously you're serving a large senior population here in Ocean County, one of the largest in the country outside of Florida. So what are some of the challenges that you face in reaching people that need this service the most? What would you change, or what can we do better to get the word out and communicate this need to the public?
I think it is, all those documents are important to have. And I think it is important, but what happens is that people think that there's time. I don't need to address this right away. I often say to people, if you were in a car accident or you got a speeding ticket, you're going to go see an attorney. But you always think that there's time to do a power of attorney. There's time to do your will. There's time to do your advanced medical directive. And really, I see the people coming in at an urgent moment, that there's been a crisis in the family and now they're trying to fix it. It's very important for people to really think about it and sit down and get these documents done, because it only protects them in the long run. Right.
And in addition to making that a document a reality, and then also your traditional will, how often should someone be contacting their attorney to update their either their directive, if they have one in place, or their traditional will? How often should somebody be contacting their attorney?
I always recommend that everybody give these documents a once-over, like once a year. Just give it a cursory review. But every 3 to 5 years, really review them. Make sure that there hasn't been any major life event that has changed that may alter your documents.
Color that in a little bit for us, Annemarie. What are some of the life events that would be a trigger if somebody's just listening right now and maybe they're not sure what qualifies as a major life event? What have you seen in your practice that would qualify certainly as one of those situations where you definitely would want to contact your attorney?
I would say definitely. For example, if you've named someone as your executor in your will and that person has already passed away, you may want to revisit who's going to be your executor. So if there's births in the family, deaths in the family, a marriage, a divorce, things like that, major life events that alter your life in some way, shape, or form, those are times to stop and think and look at your documents and, go back and visit your attorney.
That's so right, because a lot of times people just view the will as, the beneficiary side, not actually who's going to execute it when you're not here to represent yourself. That's a great point. I think that's often overlooked is who that executor is and who's going to really be here for you, who's going to be your advocate when you're not here. I know a lot of times people just look at a will and they're just concerned about the beneficiary side.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And it's very important to think of both sides.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Annemarie Schreiber. Give us a call. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160, or, of course, the conversation online at WOBMAM.com. Annemarie Schreiber, she is the senior elder law attorney. We're going to learn a little bit more about Annemarie when we come back. We have to take a break to listen to a little bit of the news and some words from our sponsors. But she is a elder law attorney at Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle, and Sachs. We are so happy to have Annemarie with us this morning. Annemarie, it's a real pleasure. Thanks for waking up with us. And you can hang on the line, right?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grennan. I'm Ken Malagiere. In for Jeremy Grennan, we have Annemarie Schreiber from Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle, and Sachs on the line when we come back.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grennan wherever you go. Download the Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for Jeremy Grennan. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grennan, streaming live at WOBMAM.com, 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial, and live on the Radio Pup app, 1160 News Talk Radio. We have with us on the line Annemarie Schreiber. She's a graduate of the University of Delaware and Widener University School of Law. She is the senior elder law attorney at Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle, and Sachs, the Law Center of Ocean County, a former associate at Gilmore and Monahan, and a member of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, an active member of Toms River Kiwanis and the Brick Chamber of Commerce. Annemarie, really appreciate you joining us and letting us and our listeners know about National Healthcare Decision Day, which will be April 16th. And Annemarie, so Delaware. So University of Delaware, Widener School of Law. Aside from working with my better half, Jonathan Petro, at Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle & Sachs, why the Jersey Shore?
I grew up here.
You did.
So I graduated from Brick High School. I absolutely, to me, going down to Delaware was great, but this is home, and there's no place better than the Jersey Shore.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Went away, came back. Yeah, a lot of us go to school, come back to enjoy everything that there is about the New Jersey Shore. Of course, we have our challenges. What do you think are some of the greater challenges that you face, either in your practice or you feel our community faces in the greater New Jersey Shore? What are some of those obstacles that you find require some of the most attention and think that we can overcome?
I think one of the biggest challenges we have is, we've already discussed, I'm an elder law attorney, so we have a very large elderly population in Ocean County, very senior population. And I think that for the most part we do a very good job in helping and assisting them, but at the same time, just seeing in my practice how often and how frequently things end up in, as we discussed a little earlier, crisis mode.
Right.
And that, to be aware of what is going on with our neighbors and help our neighbors, that's something and that's more a personal thing with my practice and how we can help other people. That's probably my biggest thought.
Right. So preventative maintenance, preventative care, not dissimilar to perhaps the infrastructure of the United States in the fact that we constantly find ourselves in crisis mode. We don't take care of the things when they are little things until they become something that requires our attention immediately. That's a great point. That's a great point. So grew up on the Jersey Shore, went to Brick High School. You're married and raising a family here in Toms River in on the New Jersey Shore, and you love it, right?
I do. And I have my two kids. They both go to my daughter's at High School North in Toms River, and my son goes down to school in Mates.
That's a wonderful program, Mates. Congratulations, by the way, for him getting into that program. That's a very competitive program. What's the experience been like at Mates?
I think it's been amazing, and he loves it. It's a great program, as you said. So much hands-on. They're out in the field frequently. It's a smaller environment than North, and I have nothing but rave reviews for High School North. Mm-hmm. But Mates has been an amazing experience for him. He's a sophomore, so he has a few more years to go. But it's as you said, an amazing program and challenging but rewarding.
As a high school student, what does it mean to be out in the field, Annemarie, for some of our listeners?
What he does, he has his science classes. He ends up going out they go to different, they go down to Long Beach Island, and they'll do water testing, and they go to creeks and they do water testing, and it's just
that's tremendous.
Yeah, it's just an amazing program, and it's with no disrespect to High School North, and even when they have gym, there's times that they can hop on one of their little buses and go down to Long Beach Island and play football on the beach or do things like that, which there's not that availability when you go to a school like High School North and the size of High School North. Sure.
When you're speaking of that number of students versus a smaller group that are competitive and get into the Mates Academy, that's wonderful. Well, it speaks very highly of your parenting skills to have a young man accepted into that program. So congratulations again on that. But National Healthcare Decision Day, just remind our listeners, Annemarie, how they can reach you and the great things that CLDDS is offering on April 15th for those that weren't with us at the top of the hour.
As we discussed, April 16th, which is a Saturday, is National Healthcare Decision Day, and that is a day devoted to starting a conversation about making healthcare decisions and creating the tool, which is the document that will help your family and friends in the event something happens, a crisis, an emergency. Someone has the authority to make decisions for you. On April 15th, which is the Friday before, my office is offering free living wills. Mm-hmm. all the people have to do is give a call to the office. We'll schedule an appointment, and they can have a time to come in to sit down to talk to me, to discuss what their wishes, their desires, and who they would like to name in their document.
That is an awesome service, really awesome service. Could you give out that phone number again, Annemarie, for our listeners?
Sure. Our office number at Carluccio is 732-797-1600.
Really appreciate that. And we appreciate you coming on the air to discuss this with us. We appreciate you coming back from Delaware to regain your status as a member of the Jersey Shore community and doing so much for the community. You are so active in Kiwanis. You're active in the Brick Chamber of Commerce. And we really appreciate all that you do in and for your community. So thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Annemarie.
You too. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Awesome. So National Healthcare Decision Day, ladies and gentlemen, April 16th. That is a New Jersey Bar Association initiative as well. But certainly contact the good folks at Carluccio, Leone, Diamond, Doyle, and Sachs. In full disclosure, they are a sponsor of this program. Not the only reason, of course, why we had Annemarie on call today. She's a wonderful person doing wonderful things in and for our community. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I'm Ken Malagiere, in for Jeremy Grunin. Join our conversation online or on the air at 732-505-1600. We've got Toby Wolf coming up right next from Jenkinson's Boardwalk in Point Pleasant.